Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. I was working away and I got disturbed by this man who's just rolled up
noise
to show me something. It's Dan's timeless classic.
Noisy Danny's back in another noisy car.
Yeah. So what's going on, Dan? What have you come round for?
I'll show you this, John. So this, John, welcome, introduce you to RJ. And the reason why he's called RJ is because the front of the number plate says RJ, because this car was mine. This is my old Targa. So before I knew you, this was my 911, John. And I bought this car. Ironically, I bought the car regardless of the number plate, but the number plate is RJ and my son's called Reggie James. When I bought the car home, it was my son who noticed the number plate was like, Daddy, it says RJ.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
So it's a Gen 2, as you can tell by the headlights.
Yeah, Gen 2.
Gen 2. It's a Targa, John.
Gen 2 Targas.
Now, Gen 1s don't have Targas.
Yeah.
So in theory, this is a hatchback as well because this rear glass lifts up.
Does it?
Yeah, so chassis-wise,
I've not seen that before.
the Targas were only made on Gen 2. They've never done a Gen 1 Targa.
Can we show people that?
Yeah, I guess so. Better check that it actually opens. I haven't even tested it yet.
It's been glued down.
Well, I haven't had the car in my possession for a few years, and the guy that's owned it has generally not used it that much, sadly.
Been used, but not used
Not used
heavily,
that much, yeah. He's done about 3,000 miles in 3 years, so it's been a summer car, which it always was for me. I didn't really winter drive this car. But they use a convertible chassis, although the A-pillar continues all the way around, but it still ends like a convertible there. And then they create this glass roof effect, which they did on the 993 and they did it on the 997, the same system.
Yeah. And it's also a manual, which is extremely rare.
Yeah, generally speaking, these cars were really expensive. They were dearer than a Cabriolet and they were dearer than a coupe. Yeah, it's got the Arctic pack. So that's full Arctic pack where you get the centre console and the bit at the top. The only other option is you could have had Arctic on there, which would have been quite nice. But it's got the clocks around Arctic as well, and the dials.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Techniquip pack, Bose, Xenon, sat-nav, heated seats, electric memory seats.
Did you say Bose?
Bose.
Boss. It's like the Bosch version of Boss.
Bose.
Bose.
Didn't know sports seats though, ironically.
You went into car salesman mode.
Got the GT3 Sport design wheels. It's an MO30 car, so it's got the sports suspension.
That's desirable as well.
Sports exhaust as well.
Can we have a pop of the codes?
Yeah, lots of X codes on it.
It's loaded, and we'll do the rear thing in a second as well.
But the
and this,
it's a nice spec car.
Yeah, this is
a lot of X codes on there. I don't have 030 on it, but it's got sports suspension, sports something. Oh, it might have been the exhaust, can't remember. But it's definitely got hard suspension on this car.
Maybe
I think
it's had the MO30 put on there.
Yeah, possibly. CD multi-changer. It's a really nice specky car.
It's in decent shape as well, isn't it?
Yeah, considering the miles.
What's the mileage?
You wouldn't guess the miles. Looking at the condition of the car, what do you think the mileage is?
90 to 100.
Yeah, it's 137 now.
That's not bad, is it?
Yeah,
that's in good shape.
I bought this car as a one-owner car, done 120,000 miles, and I sold it for 130. I think it was 125. I sold it for 133, 134 to Rob. So I was the second owner on the car. It was an AFN demo car, Porsche AFN Guildford. Idiot. And they had it as a demo car. Which is probably why it's got all the extra spec on it. And then I bought it from somebody who'd owned it for 17 years, 18 years. A lady had owned it. She got a Macau and part exchanged it. And then, yeah, I bought it and I just sort of minted it up a little bit, did a little bit of detailing work. I coloured the wheels grey with diamond cut lips. I got the number plates made up, proper Guildford AFN with the original number.
Yeah.
360 GT Prash done them for me, and I did
Surely
got that
FM.
done. AFN dealer sticker. That's period correct as well.
Yes.
For 2003,
He never misses a trick.
2002.
Period correct.
Period correct.
Surely FM.
I've done sort of a lot of like brakes and arms and bushes and servicing stuff on it. But
Let's see this rear thing going up, Danny.
Yeah, I've kind of missed this car. It's been fun. Oh, it still works. Oh no, that's the boot one. I can't remember which one it is now.
That's really impressive, Dan. Yeah.
There you go.
Is that what it is? Then?
Yeah, look how clean it is in there.
It's pretty good, isn't it? It's got some new components in there. It looks like over on that right-hand side.
See what he's done. Yeah, that looks quite new. I think it was already like that. I don't think he's done. To be honest,
The engine bay's tidy.
I think all he's done on it is a battery. It's this button. There you go.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is fun.
Ejector seat.
This is. Oh, that hasn't been
I didn't
opened.
know
I
you
don't
could
think
do
he's
that.
I don't think he's opened that. Look at the dirt in there, and could do with a new lifter.
They've just lost a bit of their strength.
This is how I
hydraulics.
used to get the kids in the car. So when Reggie was
Throw him in
little,
the back.
I would lift Reg up and throw him in through this way. We've got the dust in there. That's not been opened for the 3
It's
years,
good for
has
cleaning
it?
that, is though, isn't it?
Yeah, easy to clean the rear screen as well.
Yeah.
Unlike most 911.
And you can chuck stuff in there as
Yeah,
well.
like children.
You don't use that space, do you?
No, you put the seats flat and you can use it as a really usable space.
I love what you can't gather from this is as well, when you go for a road trip or a drive, having this full panoramic
That's it. That's what you've got to do. I remember.
Panoramic roof.
Yeah, it is.
It just
proper
lights up
glass
the
roof.
car a little bit.
Yeah, get inside there and have a look.
here
It's
we go.
really light. Like when you're sitting in there, look up. Look up to the ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, that is incredible. I love that.
It's beautiful. And there's an electric blind that comes over, and of course it slides back and opens as
It's
well.
class though, that, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that
There's
is
the blind
class,
he's talking
yeah.
about. It brightens things up. When you're driving through the Alps in the valleys,
Yeah.
and you can look up through the roof and see the tips of the mountains, the
Yeah.
glaciers.
You're trying to tempt me to take it on the road trip.
Well, you could do, couldn't you?
It would be a really good car for the road trip because this is a real Grand Tourer.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a. It is a bit, you know, it's quite firm and hard, sporty suspension, but it's not ridiculously hard like our cars. It doesn't rattle your teeth out. You know, it's nice.
It's begging to be
comfortable.
detailed, Dan.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I
It's
know,
in good shape. You can see from there, it's in good shape. It's just like getting in there and getting all the dust and dirt out.
Look at that glove box. Oh look, he's got all
Is
the
it
book
really,
pack
I
in
love
there.
cars like this age, like because I
Yeah.
just think, oh wow, I could really spend
Oh,
an
but
hour doing
look
this
at
dashboard.
this.
You know,
This is all the original books.
Really clean
look
the
at
hell out of
the if he's got it in here, the service book.
that's the kind of guy I am.
It's absolutely full. There was no room left to service, to stamp it when I last serviced the car.
I tell you what, it does
yeah,
smell.
look.
It smells a little bit of updog in here, Dan.
Yeah. What's up, dog?
What's up, dog?
Hang on, there's the service book. If I remember right, it was fully stamped. Yeah, look. It was all Porsche, and then these people, these carmen people, these are like Porsche and Mercedes specialists, and I spoke to them when I bought the car, and I rung him up, and he was like, I told him about the car, and he said, that's Danielle's car. I know that car. He said, we've looked after that car for about 10 years. Since she stopped going to Porsche, which was Chiswick.
We know that car. We welded the rear half onto the front half.
No, he said, honestly, that car's mint. And I said to him, well, what about our IMS and ball score? Because, you know, you're new to that
It is in
world.
good nick, isn't it?
And he said, we've had that engine out because it had something done to the crankshaft or something like that.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. And he said, we checked the bores and that, and he said it was mint inside that engine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, look,
I love the condition
like-
of it.
there's that stamp, that's the only space left to stamp, and Rob's actually done one, and they've not stamped it. So look, those were my services, all of those, 17, 18, 20.
What? Dantec.
No, that was when I was working with BMS cars, and I had that car garage. So it was done in my workshop, although I'd done a lot of the work, but it was done by
Jesus.
me and another guy in my workshop. So yeah, so it had a 21 service that hasn't been stamped in there, which I
Nice
done,
and clean.
and then I'm going to do another one now. But that's it. The book's full.
Just benefit with a little vacuum. It's a dog in that
The
family.
service book is actually full,
A little
John.
white
There's
with
no more
APC.
spaces.
A good little brush out on the steering wheel, Dan.
So there's not even a space to put a 24 service.
Put a dress in there just to get those colours
Yeah.
consistent. Just a good little scrub out, which is all the fun stuff. The dust down, get all that dust out. Good hoover.
Yeah, a bit of a
Vacuum.
detail.
Still got that. Whenever it's got the tax discs in there, that's
I love
like,
that, yeah.
it's quite a good sign, isn't
It's
it?
just quality.
Yeah, this is so clean up here though. Like, it's all,
Yeah,
all
I
of
used
that.
to service the roof. No one ever looks after these Targa roofs properly, and that's why they go wrong. And you actually need to open them, but you need to lube them and service them. And I used to do it every year. I made the mistake once of leaving it open all winter. I drove it into my garage with the roof open, left it in my garage like an idiot, open the whole winter. When I went to put it up, the curtain was snagging because it had crushed it all. And I had a real drama to sort that out. So don't ever do that.
Don't ever do that.
Don't ever do that.
And that wasn't this car, was it then?
Yeah, no, it was. And I had
was.
to fix it, yeah. And so, yeah, I will service the roof for him as well. You basically just unconnect the motor, you put lube down it, you clean all the channels out, and you manually run it up and down while spraying lube in there, and it just works it all and just cleans it all.
Lovely.
There's a YouTube video on that actually on my channel,
is it?
From 2021 when I sold the car.
Ben's got content on YouTube about lubing things. Sounds a bit dodgy.
Lubrication, gotta love a bit of lube.
Right. Yeah. Oh, this is in nice original condition.
It drives really nice as well.
I love it when they got these.
Lovely.
That.
Look inside all the door shuts and that.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Yeah, it's really good. Usually that's all dirty.
Honestly, it's lovely, this car. Lovely.
Yeah, and usually you lose all the paint around here, but that's all in good condition. All the buttons aren't worn as well. These buttons are really good on Porsches, aren't they? Nothing delaminates, which is nice. If this was a BMW, you know, an E46, yeah, you scrape it all off.
Yeah, even the 997 era, all there, all the
they
white
do have that as well.
Sticky problems, white problems.
Yeah, it's that
the
coating on it.
996s were better cars.
You're biased though, Dan, you're biased. You get Dan talking about 996s.
Look at the extended lever up on the door card and that as well.
Yeah, I like that, yeah. Yeah. Oh,
she's beautiful.
Dan's going to be, as always, sorting this car out. What's going on with your aero? So you've only got one aero now left for sale, haven't you?
Well, it's not for sale, John. I keep telling everyone it's for sale.
That one with the gold wheels?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, nothing's for sale until I find the moment. But I'm still doing the journey with that
car. Until he finds the right buyer.
Yeah, until someone offers me more than it's worth. Yeah. No, I don't know, you know. I'm still doing, so at the moment I just dropped that car to Nad this morning. So I've just changed the suspension, done the drop links
in Littlehampton,
done all the anti-roll bar bushes.
He's a great guy to go for geos. He's the man.
Yeah, and that's what Nad's doing today. So Nad's fitting the front and rear tracking arms and doing the tracking geo on it. And it's very low, that car, like yours. So I've told him sort of aggressive GT3 setup on that because I want it a bit raw, you know, it's a cable throttle, LSD car, you know, hard suspension. Yeah. I want it to be a bit Larry. Yeah. So he's doing that. And then next job on that is to swap over the boot lid with DTC's one.
Oh yeah.
I've got a new special badge for the back, which I'll leave as a surprise. Swap over the front bumper with DTC's one. Yeah. And then it needs paint work. So before I do the paint work, I'm going to realign the doors because they're a bit wonky, aren't they? They're not out of shape, and the glass is all out of shape. Going to do all that next week at Paint Dynamics, and then probably later in the summer I'll do the paint work because I think it needs a bit on the side, a little bit here. The roof's got to be painted, hasn't it?
Yeah, ideally. If you want it really nice,
yeah,
and that needs to be done, but you'll get it right, Dan.
And then the interior, I'm still tempted to put in some of those Alcantara bits I've done. Or just recondition the interior original and make it mint.
Love that rear quarter on the car.
So see the line's different on the Targa. Yeah. See how the line.
It's lovely though, isn't
it? So that you see the black part. The black part goes the same way.
That's the thumbnail.
But the Targa has the sweeping.
I get Danny's head coming in here with his arms in the air, doing a YouTube, YouTube smile, like
it's a bit GT3 touring now, aren't they?
I love that.
If you lowered this car down a bit more and put a GT3 front bumper on it and GT side skirts, this would make a great GT3 touring. And maybe the DNS. I know touring has to have no spoilers. See,
this car couldn't take an aero kit, could it? I know
no, you can't.
It wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work.
It's very sharp lines.
Yeah.
What would work with this is a GT3 front.
That bit there is beautiful. Is this the Pinky Lyle one as well?
No. Well, it is, yes, because Pinky designed the 996 in general. So I'm guessing he designed the Targa, C4S, all of them. But they vary. But yeah, that is very different. And some people used to think that there was a convertible just with a hard top. And of course they're not. It is a coupe. That is metal, so it is a coupe. That is structural.
And the sport designs on it.
They kept that line just to.
Was that an option for this then? The sport designs.
Yes. Yeah. And they are from factory, so the sport design went into the Gen 2 and then became just a split rim wheel on the Gen 2. Yeah. They weren't originally grey, they were silver on this car, but it was factory correct to have that. That's seal grey, which is a Porsche colour. So I had them done in seal grey. And I think they suit it because the roof's all black and I think the grey contrast is nice. I didn't go down the lines of gold with this car because I didn't think it would suit it. I think grey's better.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful car, especially when you're into your Porsches. This will just, like, I love my 996s now.
Yeah.
And this is just lovely.
And listen to the sound.
It's just sort
It's
of
got a sports exhaust.
Sweet spot in terms of its age, I think, and its styling. It just looks so good. They're not big, which is what I love.
But not only is it a sports exhaust, John, it's got an internal hack on the box.
Oh yeah. Ooh, a little growl.
Yeah, it's got a real growl when you start it.
Ooh, nice little rasp.
And as you come off the gas, you get the gargling drain pipe noise. When I used to turn up at the fair mile, everyone used to look around because they heard this amazing car coming. They'd all look round like that.
No.
And there'd be, and then this Targa comes in and
it's
they
because
just...
you owed them all money or sold them a dodgy car.
Yeah. But they would literally look over me like that. They'd be like, "Car, what made that noise?" And they completely miss this car. Like, there must be a GT3 round here. And everyone's like, "No, it's this car."
It's like Benny Hill. They're all going after him when he comes out the car. They're all running after him.
They used to say it sounds like a gargling drain pipe, like when a drain pipe's blocked in a storm. Glug 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 glug.
That's a nice sounding exhaust.
It is a really good. I've never been able to get a car sound as good as this, and it's a standard sports exhaust that's been hacked inside the box because there's no external hackings. We think the boxes were split open, and where the pipe wraps around like that, like a D, they put an additional piece in there. It's the only explanation of how this car sounds that good.
Bypassing the deploy.
Yes, and that's where the trap is. As the air's coming round, it pulls back through, which gives it that glug 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 glug.
I have the same problem.
Yeah.
Right, so where can they follow your progress of this, Dan?
Dan's Timeless Classics
on
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, the moon,
TikTok, OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Yeah, I'm selling feet. I'm selling feet pictures on cars now. I'm doing my toes crawling up the side of a bumper.
Okay.
$9.99, a monthly subscription. You get to see all the toes.
You're losing people now, Dan. You're losing them. Right.
And the car will be for sale, John.
Eventually, so they can follow your progress with this and your other 996s, because he does have a really nice silver aero that we'll talk about that will eventually be for sale. Even if he says it's not, it will be, because he's got DTC, which is costing him like 16 million to put some new engine in. He's got like doing the roof on it. He's like literally chopping it to bits, and he'll put it all back together. But like the pig that built the straw house or the wooden house, he's not done his engine. So he's literally spending 60 grand chopping this car to bits and welding bits on. And then he's going to take it around a circuit and it's going to blow up just like mine.
Well, listen, we've always said it's not if, it's when.
It's when, isn't it? Yeah.
It will go.
Yeah,
we will break it, but then we just do a 4-litre build.
Woo! That'll be fun, wouldn't it? All right, Dan, cheers for that, mate. So,
that's all right.
Yeah, follow Dan's adventures on Dan's Timeless Classics. Thank you very much. Lovely car, beautiful. We're going to have a look at it now. Doug.